That's good. So, Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, Adab to all my eminent community members. A very good evening and a hearty welcome. I, Deepak Srivastav, welcome you all to the 26th learning session organized by the Public Speaking Institute, the PSI community, with a vision to bring into eminent speakers from different fields who can add value to your life by sharing the knowledge and situations they have been through using the power of communication. I take the special privilege to welcome our new members and the guests on behalf of the PSI core committee. And may I also request the guests to please add guest before your name if you are invited to attend the session. Thank you. You may please do it. And let me introduce you to the vision, mission, and objective of our PSI. The vision of PSI is to have at least one public speaker in every home who can inspire the entire family. The mission of PSI is to create 1 million public speakers by the year 2030. And the objective of our PSI community is to promote public speaking skills, presentation skills, effective communication, storytelling skills, and many more. And I take pleasure to inform you that in the wonderful PSI community, we have professional speakers, public speakers, authors, anchors, coaches, trainers, influencers, startup business owners, professionals, educators, and many more. I request you to please follow rules, kindly maintain the decorum of the forum, do not unmute yourself unless and until you are invited or asked for, and keep your question and answers for the end of the session. And before we proceed, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to author Sherry, sir, the visionary founder and the managing director of Public Speaking Institute community of around 2.5 lakh public speakers around the globe, and who is also pioneering India to give its first public speaking university. May I please request you all to unmute yourself and give a round of applause. Let me tell you more about him. He is a well-known international public speaking coach and mentor and has created 18,000 plus public speakers and is on a mission to create 1 million public speakers by the year 2030. He is also the founder and president MS Talks India, a public speaking platform given to 20,000 plus speakers across the world, and is 7 times international TEDx speaker, 3 times Josh Talk speaker, and author of international bestsellers. So may I request everyone to please unmute themselves once again, and let's give a big round of applause to Author Sherry, the founder and managing director, Public Speaking Institute. I would appreciate if everybody could put on their videos. Let us have a look as well at to each other. It is good to, assign a face as well. As we know, motivation is finding way to move ahead in life, or we can say it is the driving force behind the human actions. So let us welcome and hear it from the expert, Dr. Abhishek Srivastav, who is in a mission to empower the lives of students. And not just this, he is also a motivational speaker, student coach, breakthrough strategist, and a visionary man with a mission to transform the life of students. He is committed to provide path-breaking solutions to students and bring radical shift in their mindsets through his workshops, seminars, and trainings. He empowers the students to rise from strength to strength and help them to achieve the noblest end of human life. His sessions are based on his personal life experiences, intensive researches, and in-depth case studies. He brings fast results and tangible changes, his strategies, and one more thing, PSF, the problem-solving formulae, the roadmaps and the techniques which are practical. They are simple to understand and easy to implement. So let us welcome to the Academy of Student Empowerment and Transformation, Dr. Abhishek Srivastav. Abhishek ji, may I please request you to take on the stage?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. First and foremost, I would like to express my eternal thanks to author Sherry sir, who has been a big inspiration for all the public speakers across the globe. He is doing a wonderful job. So my eternal thanks to author Sherry sir, first of all. And second thing, Deepak sir, you are a brilliant host. Your energy, your liveliness, your vitality Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share my views, to share my knowledge, to share my experiences with each and every learned people who is available in this program. All right. So, folks, as you have been told that I am a motivational speaker, my journey has been so complicated, you can say, or you can also say my journey has been so weird that this weirdness, this complication actually inspires me to become a motivational speaker. I want to quote a poem. He worked by day and toiled by night. He worked by day and toiled by night. He gave up his play and all his delight. Dry books he read, new things to learn. He plodded on ahead with faith and pluck. And when he won, men called it luck. So many times people throw it on luck. But in my opinion, luck means labor under correct knowledge. People become luckier when they work harder and when they try to catch some opportunities. Folks, once upon a time, a grandfather was teaching his children, his grandchildren, about the lessons of life. He said, the grandfather said to the children, my dear children, there is a fierce battle going on inside me. And this battle is between two wolves. And this battle goes on between every man on this planet. The children said, Dadaji, what kind of battle? The battle between toxic emotions and positive emotions. Two wolves. The first wolf represents fear, jealousy, hatred, animosity, anger, disgust, contempt. And the second wolf represents joy, happiness, helpfulness, sincerity, determination. The children thought deeply about this story and the children got stuck. One of the children asked grandfather, Dadaji, finally, which of the wolves won at the end? And Dadaji replied, the one you feed. Folks, what is the moral to the story? Our input determines our output. As long as you're feeding your mind with positive thoughts, you will get positive results. You people might be thinking, sir, practically, how can we think positive, right? How is this possible that we can stay motivated for a longer period of time? So this is one of the most frequently asked question. People come to me and say, Abhishek sir, your entire science of motivation, you talk about motivation, you talk about positivity, you talk about goal achievement, you talk about helping people. But after some time, my motivation goes away. My motivation goes away. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं कि एक पावरफुल सेमिनार, एक पावरफुल program, if we attend, we can stay motivated lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you very frankly, it is next to impossible for a man to stay motivated lifetime unless and until he keeps adding fuel to the fire. It is next to impossible. ये संभव नहीं है. I can remember I was reading a book about Dale Carnegie. You might be knowing Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie was one of the leading authors and motivational speakers of America. So once it so happened that a lady interrupted Dale Carnegie and said, Mr. Dale Carnegie, your entire science of motivation is baseless. It doesn't work that way. What you teach in your programs, in your seminars, I follow all these strategies, but I don't get results for a longer period of time. और जानते हैं कार्नेगी साहब ने क्या कहा? डेल कार्नेगी said, lady, do you take a bath on a daily basis? The lady was bewildered. She was perplexed. She was bemused. She was baffled. What are you saying, Mr. Carnegie? I take a bath daily. At this, Dale Carnegie replied, lady, motivation is like taking a bath on a regular basis. If you stop doing it, you begin to stink. The bottom line of this real incident is lifetime motivated रहने के लिए we have to explore ourselves. We have to find out what is working and what is not working. This is the bottom line. अगर आप ये सोच रहे हो, if you think I have been given a framework, I have been given a motivational talk, and I am charged up, your motivation will die away after some time. Because you have not explored yourself. You don't know what is working for you, what is not working for you. For example, right at the back of me, you can see some bundles of books. Yes, I read 40-50 pages on a daily basis. This motivates me a lot. I have read so far 500 books in 3.5 to 4 years. So this is what motivates me. I have understood the psychology of brain, how our mind functions. So you need to find out. आपको भी ये पता करना पड़ेगा कि आपके लिए क्या काम कर रहा है, क्या काम नहीं कर रहा. Example, if I quote a beautiful and inspirational poem in Hindi, if I say, देखा है हमने भी जिंदगी को बड़े करीब से, बात सिर्फ बनती नहीं नसीब से, होते नहीं इरादे, होते नहीं अरमान पूरे, खोखले इरादों से, और चलती नहीं जिंदगी मरे हुए वादों से, कि मंजिल को पाना इतना आसान नहीं है, लोग चलते तो हैं मगर दिशा का ज्ञान नहीं, कि मंजिल को पाना इतना आसान नहीं है, लोग चलते तो हैं मगर दिशा का ज्ञान नहीं है, भरे पड़े हैं ऐसे लोग इस जहान में जो जिंदा तो हैं मगर उनमें भी कोई जान नहीं. So this is a very good punching line. I understand and I feel that you get motivated, but this is some kind of punchline which will keep you motivated for few moments only. It will not work for lifetime. It means you have to extract, you have to scratch some practical steps that you can do on a daily basis. आपको find out करना पड़ेगा, आपको ढूंढ के निकालना पड़ेगा, because motivation means a motive plus emotion plus action. In my view, motivation can be defined as motive plus emotion plus action. Or at this particular point of time, I am motivating you. I am just giving a wonderful talk, an inspirational talk. After a few days, you will come back to your normal life. Why does it happen? ऐसा क्यों होता है कि हम लोग एक मोटिवेशनल सेमिनार्स में जाते हैं, कुछ दिन तो चार्ज्ड अप रहते हैं, बूस्ट अप रहते हैं, आफ्टर दैट आवर मोटिवेशन डाइज अवे. ऐसा इसलिए होता है that we have not explored ourselves, we have not discovered ourselves. We have to find out what is working and what is not working. However, I will give you 7 to 8, 9, 10 tips in today's session. You have to check it out, what is working for you and what is not working for you. Well, I must say, motivation, in psychology we say motivation can be defined in different ways, but in my opinion, like I told you, that motivation refers to motive, emotion, and action. Without execution, the science of motivation doesn't work. मैंने अपना मोटिवेशन अभी दीपक जी को ट्रांसफर किया, मैंने अपना मोटिवेशन अभी नेहा मैम को ट्रांसफर किया, मैंने अपना मोटिवेशन श्वेता मैम को ट्रांसफर किया. ये आपका मोटिवेशन नहीं है. And if you think that it is your personal motivation, it is temporary. It is not permanent. So now the question is, Abhishek sir, can you tell me how can we stay motivated? Because motivation that we take from Abhishek sir, from Deepak sir, from author Shri sir, from anybody. If you take motivation from Tony Robbins, if you take motivation from Jim Rohn, if you take motivation from Mr. Shiv Kheda, from Vivek Bindra, okay, that is always extrinsic. You have to work on your intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation means your motivation is not dependent on external force. Your motivation is dependent on internal force. आपका motivation बाहर अगर किसी चीज पर, बाहरी चीज पर, if it is dependent, then it will not last long. I must share, in 3.5 years, 4 years, it's not a cakewalk to read 500 books, but I have done it. It's not that much easy. But I understood, I explored myself, I discovered myself, I dared to go beyond the unknown. And I understood, I realized that if I want to achieve something, if I want to contribute to this society in a bigger way, I have to upgrade my knowledge. I have to improve my skills. I have to work on my attitude. I have to develop some strong and powerful habits. I have already understood this. It was not easy. Still, I did it. It means I was motivated. So, my point is, you have to find out what is working for you and what is not working for you if you really want to stay motivated till the last breath of your life. मैंने फाइंड आउट किया है, मेरा मोटिवेशन का सोर्स जो है वो बुक्स है. बहुत सारे सोर्स है, बट द प्राइम सोर्स ऑफ माय मोटिवेशन इज बुक्स. So my prime source of motivation is book. So without wasting much time, let me give you some techniques. But before applying these techniques, you have to cultivate a positive mental attitude, PMA, positive mental attitude, right? Because attitude is something which will take you to the next level of your growth. अगर आपका attitude सही नहीं है, तो जो मैं चीजें बता रहा हूं वो काम नहीं करेंगी आप पे. So have a positive mental attitude if you really want to stay motivated for a particular goal, for a particular dream, for a special, you can say, desire. If you want to accomplish great things in life, if you want to crack all your goals, pay attention till the end. Because the law of abundance says that on an average, in a day, we come across 60,000 thoughts. Hello, 60,000 thoughts. हर एक दिन 60,000 thoughts हमारे को आते हैं every day. Now the question is, how can we control all those thoughts? How can we direct all those thoughts in a positive way? This is challenging. This is where your attitude and your mindset plays an important role. And talking about mindset, if I talk about mindset, माइंडसेट कैसे बनता है? I am sharing an extremely dangerous information. Hello, Deepak sir, I am sharing an extremely dangerous information how this mindset becomes your mindset. It will take
Very
less
well.
than it will take less than a minute. जब किसी भी चीज को हम लगातार किए जा रहे हैं, ना कोई रोकता है, ना कोई टोकता है, ना कोई ठोकता है, एक टाइम आने के बाद वो हमारा माइंडसेट बन जाता है। और मजे की बात यह है, आपको पता नहीं है दैट यू हैव बिकम ए विक्टिम ऑफ दैट माइंडसेट। दैट्स अ फैक्ट। आप you will yourself don't realize, oh my god, what was I doing? So that's the reason we need to filter a lot of thoughts. In fact, I can remember in the year 2005, the National Science Foundation America published a report, in fact, and the report said that 80% of the thoughts, 80% of the thoughts that we think daily, that we think on a daily basis are negative. National Science Foundation 2005 report says. It means we have to work on our thought process. And I will tell you practically. Listen, guys, जो भी यहाँ है, there was a time in my life, I am sharing my personal story. It will not take less than a minute. There was a time in my life when I tried to commit suicide for more than 10 times. There was a time in my life. I really mean it. I failed in every venture of my life. Whatever I did, I became a big failure. And I had that perception that I was a nobody, I will a nobody, and I shall remain a nobody. The story is too long. I cannot share my whole story, but whatever I am telling you, all these principles, all these formula, all these strategies, I have personally implemented them and they have worked for me. Check it out whether these things will work for you or not. So first thing, if you want to stay motivated for a longer period of time, the first one, the power of taking challenge. The power of taking challenge. बहुत बड़ी सक्सेस, बहुत बड़ी ग्रोथ अगर आपको चाहिए तो डेयर टू गो बियॉन्ड द अननोन एंड चैलेंज योरसेल्फ. Example, if you want to become an author, like I have become an author, there is a book of mine which is available on Amazon. If you want to become an author, if you want to become a writer, okay, but writing is a tough task, I know that. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself, put a deadline and push through the pain. Try to take that pain. Initially, okay, initially you will go through a severe phase of frustration, depression, dejection, okay, and you'll feel like quitting. But try to understand, folks, that once you develop that strong and powerful habit, nobody can stop you. It's all about the kind of habits that you develop. Challenge yourself and demand excellence from yourself. This is the only thing that will create competitive advantage for all of you. Trust me. यही एक ऐसी चीज है, अगर आप अपने आप को कंटिन्यूअसली लगातार चैलेंज लीजिए, लगातार चैलेंज लीजिए, अपने आप को चैलेंज कीजिए, अपने से एक्सीलेंस को डिमांड कीजिए. एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट. Otherwise, you will not stay motivated. I continuously challenge myself. At present, I am working on 2 more books. The first book that I am writing is Education. The title of the book is Education from Slavery to Salvation. This is my first book. And the second book is an autobiography of the chairman of GD Goenka Public School, Gaya. His biography I am writing. So it's not that much easy, but trust me, मैं किसी किताब से नहीं बोल रहा, मैंने जिया है इन चीजों को, मैंने उतनी मेहनत करी है और मुझे रिजल्ट्स मिलने शुरू हो गए हैं. That is the reason why I am sharing. Challenge yourself and demand excellence from yourself. It is extremely important. Do not run away from the challenges of your life. And when you challenge yourself, your consciousness expands. Suddenly you will get. All right, Bala ma'am. All right. When you challenge yourself, right, all of a sudden you get tremendous amount of energy. You will get that mental toughness. Okay. And I told you, initially you will suffer a lot. But remember one thing, folks, if you don't want to take pain, you will never achieve success. Pain, plight, predicament, catastrophe, failure, these are the synonyms to success. So try to understand this simple point. So the point number one is you have to challenge yourself and push through the pain. Why push through the pain? Because pain is temporary and greatness lasts long. Hello. This is worthwhile repeating. Pain is temporary and greatness lasts long. So that's the reason, folks. Number two, point number two, the power of purpose. It is very important. Purpose is the greatest motivator in the world. If you talk about Gandhi, if you talk about Mandela, if you talk about Subhash Bose, if you talk about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, if you talk about Abraham Lincoln, if you talk about APJ Abdul Kalam, who is my godfather, if you talk about any game changer, all of them have a common denominator. And that common denominator is all of them have a strong, compelling, powerful, exciting purpose in life. They were chasing a purpose. Find out what is the purpose of your life. Extremely important. Look, if you don't have any purpose, after some time, you will break down. That purpose will keep you alive. That purpose will give you an instant dose of motivation. That purpose will give you a new direction. That purpose will develop a lot of creativity. Trust me, these things are not theory. These things are practical, provided that are you willing to put in the efforts. Folks, many times people come to me and they say to me, Mr. Abhishek, I want an extraordinary life. Okay. Mr. Abhishek, I want an extraordinary income. Mr. Abhishek, I want an extraordinary miracle in my life. All right. My question to them is, do you have extraordinary relationships? Are you willing to put in extraordinary efforts? Are you ready to work extraordinarily hard? Folks, no, folks, it doesn't work that way. Before you want to become something, you have to be something. Before you want to become something, you have to be something. So that's the reason, put in efforts, challenge yourself, and you must have a purpose which must be larger than your life. Purpose must be larger than your life. Purpose must be larger than your life. Purpose must be larger than your life. Otherwise, you will derail yourself. You will break down yourself. That purpose is extremely important. Now, number three, I am deeply saddened to state the horrible, poor, pathetic, shocking, and disheartening condition of education system in our country. Our education system does not teach us the joy of giving. Deepak ji, I strongly feel that the joy of giving is a trait which expands your horizon and makes you an excellent human being. And finally, at length, it also builds a, a high self-esteem. Self-esteem. It is the emotional component of your personality and it is the key to personal effectiveness. So I'm talking about the joy of giving. Help the helpless. Help the helpless without expecting a single token in lieu of your concern with him as a friend, as a nobody. The joy of giving. Try to do something for the poor and the helpless without expecting even a single token. You will get a lot of inspiration. Look, motivation is what Dr. Abhishek Srivastav is doing at this moment, but inspiration is what you get from within. That is inspiration. The joy of giving. And scientifically speaking, when you help somebody, when you support anybody for no good reason, just to satisfy your inner self, your self-esteem goes high, your confidence goes high. And scientifically speaking, there are some happiness chemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, endorphin, and serotonin. They get released while we help anybody. जब कभी हम किसी को मदद करते हैं तो हमारे माइंड में हैप्पीनेस का केमिकल रिलीज होता है जो हमें बड़ा अच्छा लगता है. मदर टेरेसा was not a foolish lady. Bill Gates, who has donated approximately 90% of his property to Gates and Melinda Foundation, I am sure he is not a madman. Think about it. So the joy of giving. One more point I would like to punch in. The joy of giving. Once a group of reporters were asking Dr. Carl Menninger, a famous psychiatrist in the US. Dr. Menninger's clinic in US is world famous. You can check it out on Google. Dr. Carl Menninger. So once a group of reporters came to Dr. Carl Menninger and said, Dr. Menninger, if you know for sure, hello, Dr. Menninger, if you know for sure that a particular patient is going to commit suicide in a couple of moments, what advice or what prescription would you prescribe to that patient, to that man? And the reporters were thinking that the doctor would give that person, that patient, some medication. You know what? Dr. Carl Menninger said, I will suggest that person, I will advise that person to come out from his room, lock his home, go out and find out somebody who is totally depressed and dejected, who is helpless, and help him. and your depression will go away. So that's the key to avoid depressing thoughts and stress. Many times people come to me and say, Abhishek, sir, my life is full of problems. I don't know, Abhishek, sir, but my life is hitting me hard in the neck. I am so dejected. I am at the thorns of dilemma, Abhishek, sir. I have a lot of problems. You know what I say to them? I say, my dear friend, problem is a sign of life. As long as you are alive, there will be problems. The moment there are no problems, you would be dead. So problems are there, problems were there, problems will be there. Now, what we can do? So we can handle all those problems strategically by getting a lot of educational inputs in that area. Folks, education in every field, on every subject is mandatory. It's like air that you breathe. If you are in sales, you have to do a lot of suspecting, prospecting, negotiation skills, approaching, sales burger. A lot of things are there in sales. If you are in the field of, you can say, marketing, you have to learn a lot of skills and a lot of knowledge on marketing. For example, targeting, positioning, right? So a lot of things. What I'm trying to make you understand. My point is, we need to get a lot of educational inputs to solve the problem. This is what I want to say. We need to get a lot of educational inputs in order to solve any problem. If we are totally unable to solve any problem, it means we have limited knowledge. Believe it or not, that's a fact. If you are unable to solve any problem, it means we have limited knowledge. And our self-limiting beliefs will kill our growth. My next point, how can we stay motivated? Meet one achiever once in a week. This is practical. Folks, take a piece of paper and note down all positive people you know. You will definitely get a lot of names. Take a piece of paper, take out your journal, and note down the names of all those people whom you think that they are positive people. They have positive mental attitude. And meet them one by one, once in a week. Extremely important. Now, folks, I am not saying that people who are rich only they have a positive mindset. It has to do nothing with the poor or the rich. It's all about positive people. Maybe your friend, maybe your uncle, maybe your nephew, maybe your niece, maybe your small child. Okay. The power that you get, the energy that you get, the enthusiasm that you get, the vitality that you get in the company of any good people, you must meet them once in a week. You must interact with them. It's extremely important. You know what? The power of association really matters a lot. Folks, a person's character is not only judged by the company he or she keeps, but also by the company he or she avoids. एक इंसान का चरित्र सिर्फ इससे नहीं जाना जाता है कि किस लोगों के साथ वो उठता और बैठता है, बल्कि इससे भी जाना जाता है किस लोगों को इंटेलिजेंटली बिना उनको हर्ट किए हुए वो इग्नोर करता है, इससे भी जाना जाता है. So the power of association. I cannot remember the name of that scholar, but I have read or I have heard somewhere. Show me your friends, and I shall show you your future. It's as simple as that. Try to stay in the association of good, positive, and energetic people. And you know what? The science of motivation says, Mr. Deepak, that negative is the default response of brain. Negative is the default response of brain. For becoming negative, you don't have to listen to any speaker. You don't have to read any book. अगर आपको एक नेगेटिव इंसान बनना है, you don't need to take any training. Negativity is automatic. आप देखें, कहीं भी देखें, अच्छाई सच्चाई हमेशा सींचनी पड़ती है. Goodness always needs to be cultivated, but evil happens. Folks, supposing you go to a garden, you go to a park daily. What will happen if that park will left untouched for a longer period of time? Weeds will keep growing, weeds will keep growing, weeds will keep growing, and it will spoil the fruits and the flowers. So our mind is like a garden. Constantly feed your mind with positive thoughts, positive energy, positive people. Extremely important. Now, my next point is the power of learning. It is also very important to stay motivated. The power of learning. Folks, mark my words and note it down somewhere. Okay, or get it signed on a stamp paper by me. इस दुनिया में स्ट्रेटेजी के मामले में, इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजी, जो लीडिंग कोच हैं, द लीडिंग कोच बाय द नेम ऑफ डैन सलिवन, ही सेज on the power of learning. Constant learning, consistent improvement. Constant learning, consistent improvement, and continuous excellence are the hallmarks of genius. So keep learning, keep growing, keep upgrading your knowledge, and it will make you motivated for a longer period of time. So this is what I have to say in today's session. So any comments, any questions I would like to answer?
Thank you very much, Abhishek ji, for a wonderful session. And what I loved was goodness needs to be cultivated, but evil will happen. Wonderfully said that you need to constantly learn and continuously improve yourself. And very well articulated that if you feed positive thoughts to your mind, you would have positivity. And motivation is not just motivation, it is motive, emotion, and action.
Yes.
Before I say more, I would like to invite author Sherry sir for expert reviews and comments. Sir, please do unmute yourself. We'll look forward to hearing from you.
Well, I can only say that I have read Dr. Abhishek's book. I recommend everybody in the community to read this book. He has written some exceptional things. Wait a second. Sorry.
Yes, sir. I was not getting your voice.
Yeah, I hope I'm audible now. Well, I can only say that I have read Dr. Abhishek's book, and I strongly recommend to everybody in the community to read his book. One of the best motivational books in the current scenario. Current scenario, I'm saying. If I have read any best motivational book in the current scenario, it is his book. And Abhishek, मुझे ये नहीं पता आप क्या कर रहे हो इस टाइम, बट मुझे एक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग फीलिंग आया. अभी आप क्या कर रहे हो मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं. आई हैव नो आइडिया. ओके, आई एम सेइंग दिस बाय माय हार्ट. आपको मोटिवेशनल स्पीकिंग में बहुत आगे जाना चाहिए. दैट्स वन. सेकेंडली, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कहीं ना कहीं दैट people need your lectures. It can change lives of people. And I don't know whether you are doing this consistently, professionally or not. Wherever you seek any help from my side, I'm always there to support you, because I see the traits of Zig Ziglar in you. I don't know if you have heard about him or not. He
Zig
is the
Ziglar, it is almost impossible for a. I have got a lot of books of Zig Ziglar. If you say Secrets of Closing the Sale, then after Top Performance, then I will have to look at the back. There are a lot of books of Zig Ziglar. I have. ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कि Zig Ziglar लोग ना सुने.
For the people who are listening to this name for the first time, he's the guru of the world's #1 all-time favorite motivational speaker, Les Brown.
Yes, Brown, obviously.
He's the guru of Les Brown. Now just imagine his caliber. And if you will see and check out his lectures on YouTube, they are simply heart-touching, connecting, inspiring, influencing, and life-changing. So I think you can definitely you have that trait with you. I'm telling you. I just listened to you for last 20 minutes. I was out somewhere. I had to log out. I logged back again because there is something about you which attracted me to join, and I wanted to attend your session for sure. And I'm going to watch the recording also. I have read your book, and I really liked your book, honestly, and I strongly recommend your book to everybody. I wrote it on my community also that everybody should read and buy your book. And I wish you all the very best. It was one of the wonderful motivational lectures in the PSI community you have given. And I'm sure people who are going to learn are going to take a lot of benefit.
So my final words to you, sir. मैंने बहुत चीजें, बहुत सारे लोगों को मैंने देखा है अपनी लाइफ में, जुड़ा हूँ सभी लोगों से. But what you are doing, you have also a purpose larger than your life. If I am not wrong, you're on a mission to create more than 1 million public speakers, if I'm not wrong. So that is what keeps you motivated, because this is a challenging task, and that is what I'm trying to make understand people who are listening to all of us, that until and unless you challenge yourself, like author Sherry sir has challenged himself. And I was also reading about you that you had a lot of obstacles, you had a lot of setbacks in public speaking. You had posted it somewhere, if I'm not wrong. He had posted it somewhere. So I read that book. I understood that this man is so strong internally, and this man is so internally driven. Someday or the other, this man is going to change the history of public speaking in our country, India. So all the very best to author Sherry sir.
Thank you, Sherry sir. And as Mr. Srivastav has already said, that inspiration is what boosts your motivation and the power of association to be with good positivity. And I think when you have a wonderful association, everything comes naturally. And I'm happy to say that we have Dr. Abhishek, and I would request her for her words of wisdom as well. Ma'am, please, if you could unmute yourself.
Yeah, hello everyone. This is naturally Neha, and I hope you all know that Abhishek has invited me to the session. So, yes, I am two timing right now. I have my session going on, and I have Abhishek going on here. Oh my God, I know I was too tied up to attend other sessions of Abhishek. So this time I made it a point that I come and I attend, because he has, been through our coaching too, and he is one of the best students, I can say. And right now, if you are a best student, is when you can even be a best coach. And I guess Abhishek is one among those. So Abhishek, yes, you are the best. Yay! So Abhishek, you can sing now. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm
Thank
the
you. I'm
best.
the best.
And I'll say, yes, you are best.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you very much.
amazing, Abhishek. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And now I would request everyone to please come on, switch on their cameras. And in case if anybody wants to ask something from Dr. Abhishek, he is well there for you. Motivation is not just to be kept and then let go. It is to be inspired and be inspired and remain inspired always. Abhishek ji, I believe everybody is mesmerized with your session. Nobody has no questions.
Thank you.
So anybody would like to say anything
Yes,
or
sir.
else?
I want to ask something.
Yeah,
So,
please, ma'am. Shweta ji,
I
welcome.
have few points. Okay, so I want to ask that what about the poor people? They don't enjoy that power of giving. If you talk about the power of purpose, that is also not with them. Okay, then your first point, that is the power of taking challenge. So the poor people, they cannot even think of that. So what about them?
Okay, your name Shweta ma'am. Okay, Shweta ma'am, can you please specify poor people refers to? Poor means economically poor or something else you want to mention? Economically poor people.
Poor in the sense economically also, and in other sense also you can connect.
Okay, we all know that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam came from a middle class family, from a poor family.
Yes.
Okay. What he has suggested to every child who is poor, he had said, and I strongly believe this, he had said, at first, we have to instill some ambition, some dream, some purpose, some goal by igniting their minds. We have to play intelligently with their minds. Some kind of intelligence is required in order to inspire them, in order to awake them, in order to educate them, in order to, empower them. Some kind of intelligence is required. For example, if a child is poor, okay, it also depends on that child is 5-year old, 6-year old, 7 or 8 or 9 or 10-year-old or so. So it depends on his age also. But generally, if I have to give some purpose, if I have to give some education to the child, at first we have to take that child, okay, to a place where he watches each and everything happening miraculously. The child should watch each and everything through his eyes. Let the child put in that environment. Let the child place in that environment. Let the child get some kind of, you can say, unprecedented moments. The moments which are new to the child, the moments that the environment which should be totally different from his homely environment. So in this way, I just suggested a tip. So in this way, we can just take that child and we can just motivate that child.
But sir, there are very few people who work for them.
Yes, obviously there are very few people, but we have to look on the brighter side of the story, not the darker side of the story. There are only few people. There are only few people who have changed the world, who are changing the world, and who will change the world. Ask yourself, are you one of them?
Yes.
And
Thank you.
Shweta, I can be the real testimony for that. You know, my family background is like very down, and I had a lunch with Abdul Kalam ji because my father was working in Anna University. At the time, Abdul Kalam ji was a professor in Anna University, and my father took me and Abdul Kalam ji having lunch together, and he told that you don't think that your father is in a public work department. If you can believe, you can rise up in your life. And I'm sitting here. So not about the background where we come from. It's how we train ourselves is what very important.
Definitely.
And connecting with a great good energy, like see, Author Sherry sir is my mentor. The words which comes from them is priceless.
No doubt.
Even you can buy diamonds out of money, but their words are more precious than a gems in this world.
Definitely.
So you
Absolutely.
can see me. I'm showing my face very close to you.
You're the live example.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
So now I would request Terry sir to please do the honors, as PSI community would like to felicitate with a token of appreciation to Dr. Srivastav. And I would request ma'am as well to join us. Yeah, ma'am, are you there?
Thank you, Dr. Abhishek Srivastav, for an outstanding session on the scientific motivational series. And I wish you all the good luck. Please accept our heartfelt gratitude for accepting the invite and coming and putting in a lot of efforts and contributing to the community. We truly appreciate your remarkable efforts. God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Abhishek ji, for your wonderful words. And I believe everybody is already motivated because there were no questions. And with this, we come to an end of the session. And to conclude, I would say start immediately, as start means sow today and reap tomorrow. So we need to sow today so that we can reap tomorrow. So with this, enjoy your life. Have a wonderful weekend and be prepared for next Thursday for another amazing session with one more amazing trainer. So thank you everyone for joining in. Until we meet again, it's bye for now. Take care and have a wonderful weekend once again.